This high-level gathering of African leaders is taking place in Accra, Ghana. The media coordinating meeting, established in 2017, is part of the AU's institutional reforms aimed at ensuring effective collaboration between various African bodies. This year's summit is coming at a critical juncture for Africa as the continent continues to push for greater economic and political cooperation among its nations and international partners. Key items on the agenda include addressing the status of regional integration in Africa, evaluating the AU's early warning and conflict prevention mechanisms, and promoting cooperation among regional economic communities to accelerate integration.
The draft budget for 2025, which has been submitted and has been minutiously prepared by the Commission with all its skills and those who have contributed to it. The level of statutory contribution to the budget, which has been capped to $200 million American dollars, taken into account the pressures that are exerted on most of our member states.
Earlier, ministers of foreign affairs from the member countries held a meeting setting agenda for the African leaders. Ambassador Yusuf Tuga of Nigeria was also in attendance.
I wish to use this opportunity to urge member states to strengthen their commitment to the secretariat, as it has the potential to strongly shape the future of the continent, strengthen its position in the global market, uplift the lives of its people, and accelerate the sustainable growth and development of the continent.
Development partners, including the President of the African Development Bank and the United Nations, are expected to make presentations at the meeting. Musa Baba Aliyu, NTA News.
Meanwhile, members of the African Union are calling for the establishment of the Central Bank of Africa, Africa Monetary Fund, and African Investment Bank to address financial challenges associated with infrastructural development on the continent. The proposals were tabled at the ongoing midterm African Union meeting in Accra. Musa Babalu once again reports that issues on conflicts in Sudan, Democratic Republic of Congo, and the Horn of Africa were raised.
Financing key infrastructural projects, including health and education, remains a major challenge in Africa. The African Development Bank estimates that between $130 and $170 billion are required for infrastructure development each year on the continent. These financial constraints, among others, is what the Midterm African Union Summit taking place in Accra, Ghana, is focusing on.
Republic of Mauritania.
The host president, Nana Akufo-Addo, said there is a need for the continent to streamline its financial institutions to prevent what he described as counterproductive practices. He forwarded the proposal for the establishment of an African Central Bank, including a demand for 10% from multilateral companies executing projects on the continent.
It will enable us to scale up our investments in key areas such as education, infrastructure, healthcare, and technology, driving comprehensive and sustainable development across the continent.
President of Mauritania, Mohamed Ghazouani, who is the current chairman of the African Union, said effective coordination and partnership with partners are the panacea for development challenges facing the continent. He said integration and cooperation among member countries will make the Union stronger and give it a voice in the United Nations.
The AFCFTA is actually giving us that hope. It's giving us the hope of having transformation on the continent, especially in terms of free movement and of people and goods on the continent. And this definitely is going to help us to speed up the continental integration efforts.